Hey, so I'm back. Last week's episode really got me thinking. I watched it back and it's kind of brought on this massive realization, and I love it when things come full circle, and this is a very much a full circle moment. I've been trying to rewrite my inner story. For the longest time, I have spoken so negatively of myself, judged myself really harshly, been a massive critic to myself. That's just been my way of being. It's not serving me, and it's not really something that I want to be partaking in anymore. So I've been trying to rewrite my inner story and tell myself a different story. And so last week, I had a bit of a shit week. It was just a week where I felt like lots was being brought up to me. Our challenges are always the tough days, and the days that are challenging are always the most beneficial to us in the end, I think. Sooner or later I will learn this, and I won't worry and stress so much when I am having a tough day, because I will realise that things do actually happen for me and not to me. As I said, last week was a tough, tricky week for me, and I recorded my third episode of this series. And I was just feeling really low, and you could feel it through the video. I watched it back myself, and immediately I started to judge myself, and I felt like embarrassed, ashamed. I was like, oh, this is just not the kind of videos that I want to be putting out to the world. Not uplifting, this is not beneficial, this is not all these sorts of things. I've been really critical of myself and been really judgmental of myself. As I was watching it, I could feel my own energy through the video, and I was like, oh, that version of me, that past version of me was just feeling really like defeated and powerless to change. And I actually felt really sorry for myself, and it kind of clicked something in my brain where I realized, like, oh, I've been going at this the wrong way. I've been going at this with the same energy that I'm saying I'm trying to rewrite or reprogram. It's as if, like, I don't like the inner story that I have at the moment, so there's something wrong with me, there's something that needs to be changed. And even just the wording that I've been using, like a battle between myself and my future self and my dream self, I've just been trying to change, but going at it with the exact same energy that I'm trying to change. It's really hard to change the way that you speak to yourself when this is all you've known. Not that I know how to speak a different language or anything, but if I did, I could imagine, like, when you actually start learning it, you have to really think about your words and what tense you're using, and you really have to pay attention to, like, your wording, your sentences, and your pronunciation. So I'm drawing a similarity to the story that I'm telling myself, my inner story. And I've been just using the same language that I've known, which is the harsh, critical language of my ego that is comfortable with me feeling powerless or feeling like I can't change. At the end of the day, the human mind is our most powerful tool. And for me to just constantly be saying that my mind is working against me, it kind of like, it's me giving away my power, and it's me staying in that same state of, like, I'm powerless to change, I don't know how to change, so I'm just going to keep saying these same things that I've been telling myself. And, it's good because, like I said, it's brought me to this realization, and that realization kind of goes full circle back to my first episode of this series, which is that I just need to bring more love into myself and for myself, and more compassion and forgiveness and empathy for myself. I have so much of it for everyone else. Why can't I just give it to myself? As I said, I was like watching that video and I was like, oh, that version of me is like feeling really like vulnerable and just like sad and powerless to change. But it's just not true, because that was just me having a bad few days, like a bad couple of days. And the truth is that I can change, and I'm changing all the time. those days are the most beneficial days, because if I hadn't had a day like that, I wouldn't have made that video, and then I wouldn't have been watching it back, and then I wouldn't have realised that I'm going at this with the wrong energy, and that I just need to go at this with the energy of love and compassion and understanding and grace for myself, because I am worthy of that. I know I'm not perfect, and I don't think of myself exactly how I would like to think, but these things take time, and especially when all you've known is to think a certain way. Like, I'm gonna have to tell myself a completely different story, and it's just gonna be a story that's more loving and accepting. It's something completely new to me, so I need to be gentle and kind with myself as I'm learning and going through this process and this like metamorphosis. I love when things come full circle. It's literally like that quote, like the greatest love you can receive is the love from yourself. So long, like I've just felt that, like, if I'm not being my best self or like in a good mood, then like people aren't going to want to be around me or watch my videos, like with that last video. But the truth is, like, this is me, and we're all dynamic people, and we're not just always like all smiles all the time, and that's okay. It doesn't make me not worthy of love. Yeah, it doesn't make me not worthy of love, because I always am, on the good days and the bad days. So that's something I'm really gonna have to like integrate and take time and really try and understand. Really, this journey for me, it is about those challenging days, having space for myself through those ups and downs. I think the more that I pause to realize this, and I actually made a little flow chart. Wait, let me get it. This page is called Get Out of the Loop / Change the Channel. I like this framing of mind as like a TV, and we're the seer, you know, we're the watcher, and we get to pick what channel we choose. This is the start of the flow chart. I'm going to put in a little video so you can see. So it says, a negative / self-limiting thought pops into my head. And then the arrow goes down. It says, I acknowledge the thought. And then I ask myself, is it a new thought? If yes, sit and pause and thank and have gratitude and love for myself, that part of myself that is wounded, healing, hurt, sad, upset, whatever it is. Just sit and pause and, you know, thank the thought, thank that part of myself for bringing it up, and just really focus on sending myself love. I know this might all sound a bit like hippy dippy, but this is what I'm going to try. Is this a new thought? No. Okay, this is a repetitive thought that just keeps popping into my head that I'm gonna have to keep dealing with until I can just fully let it go. So no, well then I just take a breath, and as I breathe out, I imagine that stream of thought going out into the ethers, and I let it go with love. Everything with love, everything with kindness and understanding for myself, that yes, there are parts of me that is wounded, that is healing. If you're someone that like is really resonating with this, you have days where you feel weak and vulnerable, and you can't change. Like, it's not true. It's not true. You just have to sit with yourself on those days. Not to wallow in it, not to wallow with it, but just allow it to be, because it doesn't make you bad, or it doesn't make you unworthy of whatever it is that you desire. It just means that you're having a day where the heaviness has been brought up, so it can come to your attention and you can let it go. And that's what I'm really trying to remind myself, like, just bit by bit, day by day, I'm changing and I'm feeling better, and my mind space is becoming a lot more of a quiet space to be in, a lot less like chattery and mean and egotistical, and it's becoming a lot more accepting and just present with what is. Keep reminding yourself, give yourself a big hug, have empathy, have understanding for yourself, because to do this work and to rewrite your own inner story is literally, like I was saying, like learning a different language, especially when you've come from trauma, you know, when you have wounds that need healing. And when we live in a world where comparison is literally at our fingertips. We just need to compare ourselves to the person we were yesterday. Yeah, I don't know how to end this. I love you. Thank you for watching. I hope this is hitting home with the people that need it. All right, bye.